money. It's just wire and a good long length of ladder line, and that ought to put a good signal up toward Alaska.
Yeah, I bet you it would. Rhombic sure could. That old-timer guy that had all the Rhombic Ranch down there in L.A., I'm sorry I never got to see that.
Oh, is that the guy that was down there by Las Vegas? What's the name of the place? Where they used to have that shooting range down there we used to go to. What was his name? Anybody remember?
This was San Bernardino. No, this is down there in the valley.
Oh, it is? Although what I'm thinking of is down near Las Vegas. He was into the supernatural, and he had a program on that he discussed supernatural things. And I went down and saw his place once. It consisted of a bunch of poles about the size of a telephone post, and apparently he had some real good antennas, and I got out really well. Can't remember his name.
Hey, Grant, you know telephone poles are only 20 foot, and they usually go on the ground 5.
No. I mean, they're only 20 feet high?
Now, if you want a pole that's taller than that, you got to get a power pole.
Power pole. Okay, they were power poles then. I think they were roughly 30 feet high. He had a piece of property down there by, it was near Las Vegas, actually. And I can't remember the town now. Down there where they had that front sight shooting range. Nice place. In fact, you drive in there at night, you suspect to see a alien jumping out of the bushes. It reminds you of the kind of area that maybe the aliens would like to land at in our community.
That was Art Bell.
Art Bell, yep, that's it.
And the gentleman I'm talking about is Don C. Wallace. Whiskey 6 Alpha Mary.
Ah, and he had an AM station, I'll bet.
Yeah, he was born, when was he born? He was born in 1800s, turn of the century. Anyways, he was down there. He had the Rhombic Ranch down there by L.A. somewhere, and he was a co-inventor of television, and I got a book on him. He did some cool ass stuff. The guy was really smart, and he was also a radio operator during World War I for the President of the United States. He traveled on the ship over there to sign the armistice. He was the radio operator.
Oh, neat story.
Yeah, I got his book here, Don C. Wallace. I bought a hardback. It was written by this guy, Mr. Perkins, N6ACA, whatever. But yeah, it's cool. He was down there, like I said, he had that Rhombic Ranch. He had like 60 or 70 acres down there, and they sold the property after he passed away in the 80s for like, I don't know, millions and millions of dollars. There's houses there now, but this guy was a big, it was Don's Rhombic Farm or Rhombic Ranch down there. It was at Pasos Verdes Peninsula in 1945. He bought 105 acres.
Was it in California?
Yeah, Pasos Verdes Peninsula is down there in L.A.
You mean Palos Verdes?
Yeah, but they call it Palos Verdes, yeah.
Oh, that's right on the coast. Right on the coast, yeah.
Yeah, he had a massive Rhombic Ranch. I stole a few things that they had a video of him in the 80s. He was interviewed, and they showed him walking around, and I stole some ideas from him that I use in my shack. I use air cap to touch up. So on antennas that I don't want to run a tuner, you run, I call it a micro tuner. I run an air cap, and you clip it onto the balun or the onion, and you can tune it in like dead nuts, zero it out. You put like a 4 kilovolt, maybe I've got a 7 kilovolt air cap, and you just tune the antenna in. You don't need anything. The antenna's dead flat.
Well, you're talking about vacuum packs? vacuum capacitors?
Yeah, I run it. I run an open air vacuum capacitor with alligator clips and special wires on it, high voltage, and I clip it on the ballads on particular antennas that I have set for certain tuning. Like the one I'm talking on right now has an air cap on it. My 40 meter does too. I don't have to run a tuner. I call it a micro tuner, so I can fudge it into dead zero, and it gives me a real wide band on the thing. And it's like I said, they're 10 kilovolt air caps. They don't short, they don't arc and spark, but they allow me to tune it in like dead nuts. And he had a bunch of those on his Rhombix. I looked and I'm like, oh my God, that's how he's tuning his antennas. You know, he's doing a fine tune with them without having a big antenna tuner.
Yeah. My dad used to have a number of those down in the basement.
With all this new technology, right?
There's Bruce.
Bruce. You ever heard of Bruce before?
I heard of Bruce, yeah. I just heard him right now.
Yeah, I fell down one time, got a bruise. Talking about capacitors, you know, what I do is, if my wife's home, I'll hook that alligator clips up to her car and another one up to my tricycle, and I can just back one up, pull one forward till I get it just right.
Hey, Bruce, that picture that you sent to me, is that a picture of you doing some singing?
Yeah, my brother put that on there.
I'll be darned. So that's you a few years back, right?
Yeah, when I was in, deputy sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song was recorded in 2021, and then that picture of me in uniform was around 2015, something like that.
I gotcha. Did you ever get into any warfare, gun warfare, while you were a deputy?
No, I had my finger on the trigger a time or two, but I never had to shoot anybody or at anybody.
That's good. So you good negotiating, right?
Right. I had a guy that had put his mother in the hall, and she was standing on a coat hanger, and he had poured some kind of liquid on the floor, and to the coat hanger he had fastened an extension cord, and he was on his knees fixing to plug it into the wall. And I was backing up a city cop, and he had his taser out, threatening the guy with that if he plugged it in. But I had a laser on my Glock, and I put that laser right on his hand, and I walked it over there, and he could see it. And I was like, 8 or 9 feet. I said, you drop that plug or I will blow that hand off. And he dropped it.
Good.
Peace through strength.
I'd have blowed that hand right off before I let him electrocute his mother.
Go ahead, punk. Make my day.
Well, we know that it wouldn't have blown his hand out. Just put a nice hole through it, and it would have hurt like hell.
I don't know, but it was 165 grain hollow point, 40 caliber, and at the very least he'd have dropped the damn plug anyway.
That's for sure. Well, I guess you guys have been if you're watching the news, I know the only news I can get here is Fox News. I don't have any other channels I get get news on. But I'm so tired of this woman who was kidnapped. Have we gone to war with Iran, or has Russia declared war on us? We wouldn't find out on Fox News if that had happened, because they're completely covering this kidnapping of this woman. And I don't know what else is going on in the world. Has anybody heard any news other than that kidnapping?
No, that's the only thing that's been going on. The war stopped, and Russia stopped fighting with the Ukraine, and nothing bad happened in the entire world until we figure out what happened to that lady.
Terrible lately. I mean, there's other things going on in the world we need to know about. Iran is still somewhat negotiating. I have a feeling they're getting ready to screw up and stop negotiations, and then it's going to get ugly. And some of the other stuff. What was some of the other? There was hearings today with Pam Bondi in Congress, right? They were battling back and forth. What else was going on? Trump met with Israel's prime minister, right? So yeah, there's a few things, but nothing actually coming to fruition just yet, Grant.
Okay. I hate to find out we were in the middle of a world war and not even know about it until 3 days later.
Well, you'll know when the walls of your house start being
they had a segment on
see-through because of the radioactivity.
Yeah, and that's exactly what'll happen, Jason. If it starts getting crazy out there, no doubt. I'm always listening because we have the Air Force base, not Air Force. It's the Navy base not too far from here. I'm always listening to airplanes flying around, and sometimes they sound real heavy.
Recon or what they're doing, but they got some B-2s out there as well. They reported on Fox. I just noted it because of the large number of F-117s.
Grant, I'm like you. I'm pretty much sick of that Guthrie shit. I've heard it. While my heart goes out to the family, I don't want to hear no more of it. It's ridiculous. And it's like they're covering up something else. It's like a conspiracy. There's more of it on Fox News than there is on the broadcast channel that said Guthrie woman's daughter is an anchor person.
Yeah, I know. There's more. There's other things in the world that are very important too, and I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah, when old man Murdoch had Fox News, it was a whole lot different. But that son of his is some liberal piece of shit, and it just totally changed.
Yeah, the majority of the shares for Fox News is owned by the Middle East. That occurred about a decade ago. So they're not really running the show. The Middle East is.
Well, my research indicated that the Murdochs have the controlling interest, but I won't argue the point.
Yeah, they have controlling interest of certain pieces of the network, but not in its entirety.
N6ACA. Hey, KJ6IOD here. I got to bail, guys. You have a good rest of your evening. I got to make a phone call, so talk to you all later. 73, Weldon. Have a good night.
73, Weldon. Have a good night. Catch you later.
KJ6IOD is now clear. Good night.
Good night, 73.
Well, I think K6BDP is going to go downstairs and watch some Fox News, or maybe I'll watch a good movie or something like that. My eye's working pretty good. I can see. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. K6BDP clear.
Hey, Grant, before you go.
Say again?
Before you go, Grant.
Before I go.
Oh, make sure you put your eye drops in.
Oh yeah. I got to do that before I go to bed. I will.
All right, 7-3. Glad to hear everything went well. W6TNT.
Okay, good night, Dave. K6, PDP clear.
And don't forget those eye drops.
KJ6BRC identification.
F-I-D-D-V.
The singing sheriff.
Omar Sharif.
Speaking of, where's old Roberto been?
He's on radio blackout, but he's still alive.
Well, maybe we need to send him a pizza or something.
Yeah,
He's really busy these days. You know, he's got a lot going on, and it's especially difficult trying to find somebody to buy a trailer.
That's the last thing on his mind. Old Graham will be able to see that thing a lot better. He'd be more pissed off now that he gets his eyes going.
Right? Not only will he see it driving down the driveway, but he'll see it when he looks out the window.
Yeah, he'll see a tick on it. So that's about what it is, about 200 yards, eh?
You know, if he set that thing up and put targets on it and just shoot it up, you know, eventually it'll come apart.
Well, if he got caught in an accidental brush fire and burned up and didn't leave nothing but the chassis, you know, you could sell that.
I'd take the license plate off and put it up on the road, and they'll haul it off. Somebody will take it, or they'll put a yellow sticker on it, and then they'll haul it off, and yep, it'll be gone.
Voter ID, all 50 states, man. We got to get the Supreme Court to push that.
Hey, you could put a pair of black gloves in there, and they'd probably come and get it.
Whoa, is this true? It might be true. Trump just fired 8,980 active duty and 5,727 reserve troops who identified as transgender. You know what? If you can't decide, you know, to be the gender you were born, then maybe you shouldn't be defending our country because you're mentally ill. I hate to say it, but that's true.
Yeah, they're out there shooting people up at times, but there's no doubt that if you don't know what you are, then you don't need to be there. I won't even go into detail. I think it was wrong that they ever let it happen. When old Bill was in there and said don't ask, don't tell, or got rid of that, and he was busy looking for people to get under his desk. He let a lot of stuff happen that shouldn't have ever happened.
Well, did you guys see that school shooting was a transgender psycho, shot 10 people and got killed himself?
Yeah, he killed his mother and his stepbrother first.
Yeah, and the guy that set that church on fire was a tranny.
So here's the deal. So yeah, I guess if they say that they're fighting back, you know, they want to make an example because they're not mentally ill because they're supposed to be this way. They were born this way. Shooting people and burning churches and being a psychopath does not bode well with the point, you know, of they saying that it's not a mental illness.
Yeah, and there's a lot more than that that's happened, and it is a mental illness, and they should be helping these kids out along the way instead of pushing them towards that direction and then thinking that they'll be okay.
Exactly.
better parenting would help a lot.
Well, you know, I'm going to ask, there was a question, I'm going to ask AI. I'll be right back.
The answer is, like Jeopardy, the answer is transgenders are not gay. That's the answer. A lot of people get that confused. But the ban is in place, and good riddance, that's for sure. So that means gay people still are allowed to serve. Common mistake by a lot of people. They don't know the difference.
K6XR.
K6XR, no traffic.
Yep, 10 over from southwest. Do you have any late or missed members in the south? How about visitors? AC6PC, I have 6. K6KGD.
Steve, I think I heard somebody there in the back. Station checking in. Go ahead one more time. One more time with your call sign, please. Okay, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. That was Mike, KM6 Victor Uniform Tango in Tehachapi. One more check-in, W6LZ.
I didn't hear a peep out of all right, so that's one more. Looks like 7 in the south.
And W6SLZ just doubled with you, so that makes it an 8. Anybody else out there?
W85GUL.
And he makes it 9. Thank you, Dave. One more time, anybody out there late or missed? All right, Steve, I can't hear anybody else either.
Yeah, well, you picked up 3, so that's pretty darn good, Mike. K6KG.
K6KG, AC6PC, thank you very much. All right, for the North, can we get someone from the Northern Division to volunteer to call the Northern Division?
W6DH.
W6CAH, this is AC6PC. Go ahead, David, thanks.
AC6PT, this is W6DH of the Assistant Net Control for the Northern Division of the Mission Trail Net. Are there any contact QSCs or any traffic from the north? Call signs, please. Okay, I didn't hear anything, so roll call follows. AI6D, Brian. N6BCC, Merle. Thank you, Merle. N9BD, Joe. KJ7BMP, Bart. N6CIC Scott. Thank you, Scott. KC6 DJX Jesse. W6 CQC Phil.
Good evening, this is W6 CQC in San Francisco. Enjoy you.
Thank you, Till. Really good signal tonight. W6DH, I'll mark myself down. WB6DHW Dave.
Good evening, this is WB6DHW, about Tuesday, Idaho, and I have no more time.
Thank you, Dave. W6DYD Mel.
W6DYD, thank you, John, for the anniversary. This is number 59. Number 59. We have no traffic.
Thank you, Mel, and congratulations. That is quite a milestone. NY6D Mike. N6 GML Brad. K6 IPM Allen. K6 MLF Michael. N6 MTM Manuel. N5 MPD Brett.
Good evening, N5 MPD. No traffic, Newman.
Thank you, Brett. KE7R Joe. NE7RT. Good evening, David. Thank you, Keith. Are there any late or missed members? Northern Division Mission Trail Net call signs, please. Any visitors for the Northern Division of the Mission Trail Net call signs, please.
Kilo Golf 6 Sugar Victor Foxtrot.
Kilo Golf 6, could you give me the suffix of the call sign again, please?
Sierra Victor Foxtrot, Santiago Victoria Foxtrot, Roger.
What's your name and handle, please? Your location and handle, please.
Name is Dave, and I'm in Stockton, California, Roger.
Thank you for checking in. Anytime, we're here 365, 8 o'clock Pacific time. Please stop by and say hi again. Thank you for checking in. Anybody else would like to check in to the Story Mission Trail Net call signs, please? Thank you, Mabo. That's one more for the south. Anybody else who'd like to check in to the Story Mission Trail Net call signs, please?
Whiskey Alpha 6, Lima, Delta, Quebec, Pearl, in Patch. That's W86LDQ, David.
Yes, I got him on the list. I was just trying to find it. That's Will and Tragedy. Okay, so that's one more for the south. Anybody else who'd like to check in to the Historic Mission Trail Net call sign, please?
W6CAA, KC6PC, thanks so much, appreciate that. All right, anybody else out there, late Mr. visiting, Mission Trail? We'll go back down to the south, K6KGE, Steve, this is AC6PC. Go ahead and open up all divisions of the Mission Trail Net, please.
Okay, well, I'm doing pretty good tonight with the help.
AC6PC, K6KGE, opening the Mission Trail Net up for anyone, anywhere wishing to check in. Call sign, please. One more time. Mission Trail Net open for anyone wishing to check in. Call sign, please. AC6PC looks like 10, and I'll be happy with that. K6KGE, 73. Okay, Steve, K6KGE, this is AC6PC. All right, so one more time from here, late Mr. visiting Mission Trail. Okay, so I want to thank W6DH David for calling the north. I want to thank K6KGE Steve for calling the south. I want to thank all members and visitors for checking in tonight. We had a lot of good visitors tonight. Appreciate that. WP6DHW Dave, this is AC6PC. The numbers tonight are figures 19 plus 0, 19 and 0. QSL. Okay, thanks, Dave. The Mission Trail Net, established in 1937, meets daily at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, on or about 3857.5 kilohertz. The Mission Trail Net is now closed at 8:14 p.m. Pacific Time. This is AC6PC, and I'll stand by for anyone who would like further information regarding the Mission Trail Net. Otherwise, 73, good night and good luck. AC6PC. Hey, 7R, AC6PC. We're doing okay down here. You know, it's a little chilly, but not as cold as probably is up there. You know, it's in the upper 30s here. Just ran a lot of errands today and just went all over town picking up prescriptions and other stuff and groceries. And so I felt like we did a whole lot of everything and then a whole lot of nothing. So back to you, Pete. Yeah, QSL, you're right about that. Let's see, who's out there? Dave, WA5GUL, you there?
This is WA5GUL. Well, good evening, everyone. And everybody's sounding good this evening. So I don't have a whole lot more here. I also spent some time running around doing errands and did actually accomplish a few tasks here at the house. Did not have time to get on the, I did make one CW contact late this afternoon, so did get a bit of activity in. Other than that, not a whole lot here. It was, even though we did have some sunshine off and on, it was cold, or cool, the wind being pretty cool, and it's going to only get colder, I think, going through the weekend. It just remains to be seen whether we'll get any of the white stuff or not. So let's see. Let me throw it over there to. Let's throw it over to Will. WA6LDQ. WA5GUL in the group.
WA6LDQ. Good evening, Dave and Mike, and Dick is in there too. Good to hear everyone. All night errands we're going to do tomorrow. So we're also found in the morning early, and then the shopping to do, and then the club meeting. Busy day. Anyway, enjoying the weather. We had a pretty good day today. Sun came out for some reason. So we'll turn over to Dick. WA6LDQ.
Well, not much going on over here. Went to town today and spent some money there at Walmart and stocked the fridge up. And I think the next time I go, I'm going to have to go by the bank first and get a loan. But other than that, not a whole lot. And Keith, for your information, we made 22 kW today, even though we had a few clouds off and on, and it was a little bit hazy. So I'm not complaining on that. So, up there to where it snows all the time and the reindeer wait for Christmas, W6JWK, W6SLZ.
W6SLZ. And the group W6JWK. I don't know what to go with. Hi, good evening, Nick. Will and Mike, everybody else on the board. Quite a group here tonight. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shut up and listen to you guys talk. So let's see, why don't we throw it up to AC6BC and Mike 73 to you and 88 to Marianne. Dave 73 to you and 88 to Marcia. Will 73 to you. Nick 73 to you and 88 to BJ. Pete 73 to you and 88 to Paul. With that, go ahead, Nick.
Okay, 73 AATH to you and Karen. Mike? This is AC6BC. Okay, not much else to report. Tried watching the Olympics tonight after dinner and was extremely frustrated by the programming, so I gave it up and just decided to work on reading a book. That's about all we've got. I'm going to check out here because I've got a very early start in the morning, and I got to get up to Ridgecrest, and we got to go take care of Marianne's sister. And so I'll catch everybody else later. You all have a great night. 73 and 88 to the ladies. This is AC6BC. Have a good night. Hey, Mike, I see they had a little earthquake up at Ridgecrest. Yeah, I know. That's another reason. That's one of the reasons why we're going up there, make sure she's all right and nothing's broke or whatever that's happening. We normally go up there about once a week just to check up on her because she can't see too well. She can't drive anymore. We run her errands for her, so that's what we're going to do. So we'll catch you all later. You all have a good night. This is AC6BC. Drive careful up there, Mike. WA5GUL, W6SLZ. Pick it up, Dave.
WA5GUL. Well, 73, Mike, 88 to Marianne, and have a safe trip up there. And just a question, I guess you can answer. When did that earthquake happen, over?
Probably last night or early this morning. I saw it on Quake Alert on my phone that Ridgecrest had a 3.
Well, that was about the time you turned the amplifier on, wasn't it?
Well, no.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify that. I didn't want people to be worried unnecessarily. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot more here. Let's see, John pulled out 52. I'm kind of losing track. John, if you're still in there, 73 to you and 88 to Karen. And have a great evening there. So, let's see, what else? I didn't even look at space weather, so I have no idea what the bright ball in the sky is doing, except that it's still glowing, so that's a good thing for us, I guess. And let's see, did check, well, last night, yesterday, 40 meters was just flat dead, 20 had some stuff. Did make a CW contact on 30 meters, and it was a fairly lengthy one, so I've been having some good man conditions after the NIC goes on. This guy was in Auburn, so we talked for a while, and last night somebody in Fair Oaks, which I guess is up in Northern California somewhere. So, other than that, just trying to keep the rest off of the contacts on the key here. So, let's see. Mike's gone, John's gone. So I guess over to you, Will, again. I don't know. Let's see. Well, let's turn it up to keys. N7R, WA5GUL in the group.
Good here, you see. And I don't know if that's 71, is that kilowatts or temperature? Well, I didn't get the engine today. I got a half an amp solar panel in the shop, but it's not outside, so I guess that's why I didn't get anything. Anyhow, must be an inside joke on Fresno. I've been there several times, but I've never seen snow, so I don't know what that's about. It's been going on for quite a while. Anyhow, doing good here, and I'm going to take 73 off and mail out. I've got some things to do tonight to get ready for tomorrow. So, back to you, Dick. WA6WQ.
Well, good night, Will. 73 over there, and I think I'm going to follow suit. 73 and 88's up there to you and Lois, Keith, and Dave, 73 to you and Marcia. W6SLZ's going to pull the plug.
All right, 73 Dick, 88 to CJ, 73 to you, Will. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. So, Keith?
Yeah, 73.
Oh man, I wish you wouldn't say that. Every time you say that, it sends chills up and down my back. I have this thing about needles, and so next time you're going to do that, give me a what do they call it? When they don't want the scores of the games given out or something. Give me a little bit of warning so I can turn the volume down over.
Yeah, I understand. I don't like people myself, but according to the doctor, we'll see either he shoots me out or I'm just lying that I adhere to his advice.
Okay, well, I don't know. I think it'd be too kind to tell me if you shoot me in the eye again, well, you're not going to lose a sight out of one of your eyes. But anyway.
Well, that kind of what I tell them when I go in and they're going to do something. I tell them if I hurt, they're going to hurt. W6SLZ.
Amount that you've been able to accumulate in one day.
I'm out of here. W6SLZ.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be so bad if she was blonde. Hi. But anyway, so what has been your maximum KW that you've been able to achieve per day? Okay, very good. I was just interested in the contrast between winter and summer. So anyway, well, you may do well this year then. It looks like spring's already here, so you're going to have, looks like an extended good period of time for generating good solar, over.
Well, I'm hoping that we can do the better with it. After next time, I like to go those giant heaters heating up the house.
Okay, well, you know, you can always turn those grow lights off for a few hours over.
Yeah, well, I don't need to do that too often because they're not on at all.
Okay, well, I guess that's a moot point then. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot more here. So if you noticed, are you right-handed or left-handed, over?
Right-handed wife.
Well, have you been noticing a twitching in your right hand? Not twitching, it's shaking. That's normally a sign that it's time to do some CW, over.
I believe that's what you were getting at,
Well, I was waiting for a response.
Well, I've been trying to light keeps slipping in the way every time I trying to do something else. I gotta get rid of some of the things I'm doing at church that hasn't fallen to do.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And I wanted to tell you that the other night when you were late coming back from your meetings and stuff, why Lois checked into the net, and it was really nice to have a pleasant voice.
Yeah, she likes to check in once in a while. Make sure that she, that I know she's still on here.
Well, you know, I kind of indicated that probably she sent you out on the long errand just so she could get on the air, over.
Yeah, she always enjoyed checking out the making sure that once that's done, making sure I told you, I don't give me anything, making sure I got the damn mom and everything. We'll take it and carry it on Wednesday night. And that's how we do all kinds of two-meter checking.
Okay, well, that's okay. I'm confused. Isn't this the Montana net, over?
Yeah, I made them all. I did them all.
Well, I think the confusion is, you know, you need to kind of clean out well, it's kind of like opening the windows and letting fresh air in, and that's what CW does for you, is let the fresh air in, over.
Yeah, I don't think I really do it bothers me.
Well, you can always check into the Mission Trail net, and that's not a very long transmission, over. Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting to me to listen to net control, because you can tell right away some of those people don't know CW, over.
Yeah, well,
QSL, that's what I was talking about. So it would really throw a kink into things if you got on there, because they think it'd be Scott. QSL. Well, that's cheating. So anyway, well, I don't have a whole lot more here, so I think I'm going to pull out, say 73 to you and 88 to Lois, and you guys have a great evening up there and stay warm. N6ACA, WA5GUL. All right, very good. By the way, what's my signal like up there? Well, that's the reason I'm having to shout so loud. Okay, well, I don't feel too badly then since everybody else in the same boat. So anyway, you guys take care up there. This is WA5GUL.
Propaganda, right? It's like, it's goddamn Mother Russia news. Everything you need to hear if we're trying to manipulate you. Talking about that poor old lady that got kidnapped or whatever took place 24/7 in the nation, every corner of the globe here is not going to bring her back. The people need to be on the job. The fact that they didn't show any pictures or anything for 2 weeks or whatever it's been, I don't know how many days, tells them that we're not involved. We're not part of the equation. They don't give a shit what we see or what we know. So talking about it is a moot point. The FBI, the CIA, the local sheriff, they need to get their shit together. They need to work the case, and we need to have our news back.
Well, part of the deal was is the local law enforcement didn't ask for any help in the first couple of days, so they may have missed a few things that they could have had they all been willing to work together. And we hear more and more about that with law enforcement all the time. All these different groups really need to work together all the time. It's not... This politics that's gotten involved is screwed up a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, local doesn't work because you're not supposed to have the feds help you do anything because the feds are going to deport everybody and blah blah. Yeah, I hear that crap every day, right? So yeah, we're going to take care of it. It's that old adage is even if it kills you, I'm willing to ignore the truth.
Yeah, heck with all the media working together to tie everything up. Law enforcement needed to be all working together, and I think that they are more so now, but, it should have started right from the beginning. I think. That's my opinion. I may be wrong on that. I doubt it, but maybe.
I told you this is going to end up like the Lindbergh baby, and that's exactly what it is, a big spectacle. You ever study that Lindbergh baby case?
I haven't.
Charles Lindbergh, the guy that flew across the pond, somebody stole his mentally retarded child and this and that, and they were searching, and there was a ladder and this and that, and it turned out quite possibly, it was an inside job. They didn't want a retarded child, so they had somebody kidnap and kill it and put it in a pipe, but it was like everybody's looking for it, the Lindbergh baby, it was on newspapers, it was the biggest thing since sliced bread. Yeah, it was the first sensational story, like everybody talked about it.
He doesn't respond, so anyway, he is what he is, right?
Yeah, maybe he just says something really funny about Democrats. That always gets his attention.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that somebody's got the clap over.
Yeah, no.
No, that's too much information.
Yeah,
God, man.
that's funny. All right, guys.
distance, probably a little over S9. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just, I'm just guessing, but I would say you're a good S9. You're nice and light. I'm very attenuated right now, so you're making it through all the noise and so on. Because I attenuate to the point where I don't have any noise. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just got a little wet there. Wanted to say an 891 laser, 100 watts in wire.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Maybe 100 watts to a wire. I'm running a 3, and now, I'm running a kind of powder resonant loop now for 80, but it's a 300-foot loop antenna at about 40 feet off the ground. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm running an inverted L that's at the apex is only about 3 feet. What's your radio?
This is an old CS530F.
Good radio. My first HF radio was a 520F.
Yeah, I rebuilt this thing a long time ago, and it's kind of a backup radio. I have other radios, but I just want to give this thing a good run for its money for a couple of months and just run it and see what happens with it, see what kind of reports I get, right?
Well, it sounds really good. You running a hand mic or what?
I am running I'm running a Jabra headset, wireless headset, and off a box, right? And the box on these old Kenwoods is absolutely excellent. I'll tell you, boxes on these old radios are absolutely stellar.
Well, I would have never guessed that, man. That's sounding great. I'm on a, what the hell is it, Mike? A Shure Super 55.
So if you want to, yeah, right. So if you want to know the model number of this Jabra, I can give it to you. They're a little bit of a trick to wire up, but once you get them figured out and you get no RF, you got it made. And you can walk around all of your house, your garage, outside, barbecue, you can do everything. So the model number on this particular Jabra is a 9350 Jabra.
Well, you can have a few something Shure.
Anywhere you want. I mean, you'd be surprised.
Roger that, right.
Like around her mouth, you can get away with that probably.
Yeah, that sure looks like that politician, Omar, whoever, over.
Oh my God! Yeah, don't get me started.
I heard some guy here about a month ago saying, did you see it? No one she looks like my ancestor.
Well, that's a good one. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, a lot of testimony, man. That's pretty damn bleak,
Well, I want to see how they investigate her on how she's going to cover all this money. So, she's looking good now. She's all nice and creamy black. But you know what? She's going to be rotten and dry in prison soon. We'll see what happens, I mean, you guys see what happened with Ham today?
Well, I heard something about that. What's the story?
Oh, these Democrat politicians just, she fired back. She did not, anyway, there's mixed results on that, but I think she held her ground, and it got out of control a little bit. You can see all that crap on YouTube. You can't see it on TV anymore.
Well, yeah, we will have to
Yeah, there were pretty much everything. And most of the people that are saying that it wouldn't be good or they don't want it require for people to see them.
Yeah, like when they have a goddamn function. When the DNC has a function, everybody has to have an ID for security. They don't want some crazy person getting in without an ID. So why the hell do you want some crazy person voting for your president without an ID? Oh, it's because it allows you to cheat.
We're done with all this nonsense. So we'll see what happens. I'm optimistic.
I am totally for voter ID, and we need to know that the voter only votes once, and we need to know that the voter is a legitimate citizen. So I don't see anything wrong with voter ID.
None whatsoever.
I mean, does your doctor have to have a license before he cuts your brain open? I don't think doctors should have to have a license or an ID. That's against their character. I mean, we should just assume they're geniuses and they know what they're doing, right?
That depends on your doctor. Some of us might use witch doctors.
Which doctor are you going to use? No, I had to have all kinds of IDs when you're a paramedic. Sometimes, to get into the hospital, you got to have an ID. They don't want just anybody getting in there. Why is that? Because people without IDs are capable of doing bad things. See, like you can vote without an ID. So, but it'll catch all those people voting 3 and 4 times if you had an ID, because you're not going to be able to. This ID's already been used, this number's already in the system, or whatever, Yeah, it's California is the biggest one fighting for no ID. I'll guarantee you that. California is the biggest one. That fuel tax that we have, that says it all right there. Nobody in their right mind voted for that fuel tax. That was all fake.
It's just like the recall. Nobody in their right mind voted for that summit twice.
I'll guarantee you that. It was a bunch of AI, bunch of fake made-up nobodies, bunch of dead people. What do they say here in California, 9 out of 10 dead people are Democrats?
Well, I enjoy it. I'm going to go watch a little TV, and you guys behave yourself. Watch out for you-know-what. KI5DBV.
KI5DBV, KJ6VRC. Have a good night, Bruce. 73. Yeah, we'll, that guy, I'm hoping he'll get a hold of me. Like I said, I found that amplifier for parts, but he's got it. I called him, left a message. Hopefully he's still alive.
Roger, roger.
7-3, Bruce. Have a good night.
7-3.
Yeah, good night, Bruce.
Arrivederci. Buenos nachos.
Mucho nacho.
Nacho mama. So, yeah, I don't know. That signal's booming if they're from back east. So the band's good long range, I guess.
You're booming it here.
Fremont. Dude, we're like, I could chuck a rock and probably hit your window. I'm in Morgan Hill. Roger that. Yeah, you're 20 over. Anywhere from Oakland to Salinas, I would consider local. On 10 meters?
Yeah, just, I can talk to Washington and San Diego, but just local people.
So the band's real long right now? Roger that. What kind of antenna are you on right now? Are you on a 75 meter antenna, or are you on a
Inverted V N6ACA basically goes up and down for 40 meters, and then I've got special section itself
N-fed inverted V? How does that work? It's just it's a V that's got, you're feeding it at the end?
Just an inverted V and feeding it at the end with, 49 to 1 transformer on the end there.
49 to 1. I saw one of them old-timer nerds online on YouTube. There's a guy, he says that, you know, that antenna is junk. But I've had a lot of people say that N-fed with the 49 to 1 balance works pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, it works good for me.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, your wins and your losses. Yeah, if you fed in the center, you'd have a lot more coax. If you fed on the end, you know, you gain this, you might lose a little bit that, but I think it all evens out.
So the speed here is feed it to the center. But one of the what you're doing is you have a transformer on the end.
Now, do you run any kind of power, or you just pretty much 100 water on that thing?
Yeah, I'm running close to 300.
No, but I'm saying, do you put power through, I don't even know how much power you can put through a 49 to 1.
Well, it depends how big the core is, but that standard core, what is it, 2.4, is that the diameter, I think? You see 23 meters, you can put 100 watts in that, and you're going to put more, you just double up the core.
Now, a 49 to 1, yeah, I've never used a 49 to 1 balun before. Is that's to make it broadbanded?
That's basically to get the high impedance on the end there, where the high voltage is on the end. They come in over 50 ohms, and set the impedance, and get the high impedance on the end, and then the rest of it falls through.
Roger that. So you don't run an amplifier on that antenna?
No, it's just the radio that's not here. I think I'm crank that up.
Okay. No, I'm just wondering. I never messed with a. I mean, I've got a semi-N-fed antenna here, but it's really not an N-fed, I guess you would consider it. I have like 350 feet one way and 250 feet the other way, and I'm feeding it in between. It's kind of but I've got a load coil on the other end that's 250 feet that equates out to 100 foot that's missing, right, to where it kind of evens the antenna out. And I've got a 4 to 1 on it, and it actually works pretty killer on 20. I don't know how many loads it's got. The antenna's almost 700 feet.
Yeah, if you got the real estate to stretch it out, it works good on a lot of bands there. Any type of antenna match on that?
Yeah, I got a 4 to 1, and then I have I use my Palstar HF auto tuner on it, and it's not that antenna. I did not tune for any specific. I just kind of Hail Married it, put it up, and like I said, it works really good on 20. Like was it 14292? It's at like 2.5 before I tune it. You know, it's pretty close, and it works on 40. It works on all the lower bands. I mean, all the higher, what is it? Yeah, I guess, would you consider higher bands? I mean, yeah, it works on 10, 15, all those, like, it'll tune up killer on those, and it works pretty good. I think it's got a lot of lobes on those.
Yeah, well, it comes through okay. Sounds good. And
Oh, no, this antenna I'm on right now is an actual 75 meter tuned, it's a dipole that's just tuned for 75 meters. It's, coax fed. I don't even run a tuner on it. This one's got a 4 to 1, or a hand wound 4 to 1 that I did. or maybe a 1-to-1. But anyway, yeah, no, I have. I'm not bragging about it. I have 5 different antennas because I like messing around with them.
Yeah, very good. Sounds good. Do you ever do any 6-meter work?
Nope, never been on 6 meters. I mean, I've turned it on a few times, but I haven't built an antenna for it or anything like that.
Yeah, every time I listen, I don't hear too much. I used to be on a net to build this 6-meter model, but it needed to be up higher, and so it was certainly worth it, but it was a little bit too far away from the station in the valley there.
Roger that. Yeah, there's Dave down in Lone Pine here. He'd probably hear you. See if you get a signal report from him. But he's down in the above the LA basin, over off in the middle of nowhere, the high desert. But he runs a loop. He's got a full, like a 160 size loop tuned down to 80 meters. Yeah, I like to talk on, me and Dave talk on 160 every now and then. I used to work a lot of AM on 160. I like 160, but not everybody has the real estate or they want to mess with it because it's hard on equipment if you really want to run any kind of power.
Yeah, I wanted to note that was short.
Yeah, 160's usually got a spot, it depends on if the band's open. I like 160 on AM. I used to talk on a group where my old boat anchors and stuff, there was in the Bay Area down here in Salinas and stuff, there used to be a group, but they're all silent keys now, but yeah, I like 160. It's a good band. Like I said, when you got a good antenna, you don't need to use a lot of power, it travels good, it sounds good too. I used to talk to him on AM. I had a Viking Valiant, and I used to have AM equipment. I still have it. I just don't use it very often. I talk on AM here a little bit. I'm talking on a Flex right now, but sideband. We talk on 160 all the time on sideband too, but like I said, the group that I used to deal with was Ham Radio. They had vintage iron. They had big gates and stuff, all those like refrigerator size, and everything like that. This was like 16, 17 years ago when I used to be on the group. Like I said, they were all in their 80s, mid to late 80s already, and so they all went silent keys, all those gentlemen I used to talk with. So the group's gone. Yeah, AM's fun. I like it. Yeah, when you get a group that's close, like you and me, Fremont, on AM, you don't need a lot of power. The band can be okay. It's actually fun because you're super wide. Sometimes you're like 16 wide. Depends on what radio you're on. You be 12 wide, 16 wide, and then but you got to watch out how much power you're putting out. So if you're running a standard 7300, you're only supposed to be able to put out 25 watts because that's your key is 25, but you're 4 times that, so you're going to be at 100 watts PEP, and you'll cook stuff. So AM you got to watch out. Though I have a few amplifiers that I built and work on AM that I can run legal limit on AM. I can run 1,000, 1,500 watts, with a 400 watt carrier and then a PEP on it. But I don't know. I'm not. It depends on conditions, but AM can be pretty fun. There's a group right now. If you look on 3860, if you see them on the scope, they're up there right now. There's a group that talks on AM all the time.
Yeah, I think I heard them. You tune over them and you can hear their carrier, right?
Yeah. It's like I said, if you got a scope, like you can zero beat them, right? Old school radio, but yeah, AM's pretty cool.
Alrighty, well, not too much more on this end here, but anyway, just running about 80 watts out of the 7300, which I like a lot, but man, my eyes get bad, so I need to, now I gotta watch which, max out, get a button or something, I gotta switch what I did, but anyway, good talking to you tonight. Run off at
N6ACA, great. This is KJ6BRT Jason down here in Morgan Hill. We're always on here usually 99% of the nights. We've been on here for years and years. 3808 is our rag chew, and call, sign, and a comment. there's no order, there's no, you don't have to belong, you don't just stop by and chit chat. Anybody's welcome. It's all good. Yeah, we'll do politics, we'll do ham radio, we'll do, good-looking women. It doesn't matter what it is. We'll talk about somebody's refrigerator, this and that. We talk about, but sometimes we do get stuck on politics, so that a lot of people get turned off or complain or, religion and politics. But hey, you know what? The world's wacky, so you got to talk about something. If our bureaucrats would stop crop dusting California with our cash, we might be able to get somewhere. N6ACA, KJ 6 73. Have a good night. Hey Dave, did you boogie?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if I bored you off the air.
That's pretty hard to do.
Boring.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here keeping my feet warm. I turned the computer to dish, dish anywhere, and turned on the news. But yeah, same old crap. Nothing going on that I want to see.
That's not crazy. It's like, you know what? You could just repeat what you heard 10 hours ago, and it's basically what you just heard now, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It hasn't, it changed. Sometimes they might change the person talking, but they're talking about the same thing.
I feel a little bit like we're in a time warp, alternate reality, It seems like, again, remember that COVID thing? Like, how are we stuck on, they would get stuck on stupid things like wearing a mask, or you can't go to the beach, you can't do this, and they keep talking about the same old stupid thing. Like, what is this what we've come to? We put people on the moon, we got satellite television, we got phones that can make calls around the world, but yet we're still talking about this retarded aspect of a goddamn pandemic.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, don't go to the beach and go in the water because you have COVID, so you gotta stay inside.
Jesus Christ. Like I said, the one saving grace for me was the fact that I live on I don't know how people did it that lived in apartment buildings and stuff like that. I can understand mental illness. I totally could. I grew up here, I got 60 acres, got locked gates. You can't tell me nothing what I'm doing or not if I'm standing next to my parents or going up the hill or doing what I'm doing, riding my dirt bike, going out looking at the sun, hanging out. Yeah, I could not imagine allowing the state to dictate my mental well-being.
Yeah, I guess that's unfortunate enough. I mean, there was some craziness here, but living in a town with 2,000 people and living outside of town where there's, maybe 50 to 100 homes, it's pretty small, not many people around.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the psychosis when I went to town, when I went grocery shopping and stuff like that. There was crazy people doing their fighting and arguing and screaming, and one guy, like, in the parking lot tried to run. Oh my God, it's just insane. I was like, wow. And that's even when I was a child, a kid, growing up, going to school, and there was weird shit going on. Like, we had a major earthquake, and everybody in town's freaking out. And then I go to my where I grew up here on the compound, the family compound, and we lock the gates, and oh my God, it's peaceful.
Yeah, except for when they come to change that damn power pole.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. Yeah, today I told the guy, I said, I don't think you understand. I go, there's been more of you power people on this ranch in the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks it's been jacking around with this stuff than my entire 54 years. like friends and family been on this ranch. I said, I don't think you understand. I said, I'm a private person. I go, we're not having more tree trimmers. We're not having more BS. I go, you're just going to bring a few more people out. You're going to put that pole in, and you guys are going to go home. I got a call real quick.
Yep, standing by. Came and just cleaned the shack up a bit and tried to get some papers put away and all that kind of stuff. And I also, yesterday I was hooking up some of my old computers. I got a couple of old XP computers I was going to try something with. And for some reason, they will not even connect to the internet anymore. Like using Windows using I should say Microsoft Edge or using Chrome. I couldn't even get on the internet. It just said that no connection, and I needed some updates. And of course, you can't get any more for XP. So that was kind of surprising to me. Anyway, no big thing. I'm just trying to figure out to myself, other than my wife's sewing business, or machine I should say, uses XP, I really have no need to even hang on to those machines. Over to you, Erez, KM6 TVB in the group, JA630TJ.
Texting, and then right below her name on the text, it shows.
¿No le moviste ahí el DMR, tú chelado?
Ayer estuvo activo, pero el día de hoy está caído, no está bien. ¿Por qué? No sé. Pero ahí está Jerónimo, ahí está el mío, es lo mismo, digo, yo no me digo, decir coleguita, colegario. A ver, mi relay, aviéntale para que velo.
of your life before you were 18 or whatever it was that I didn't know where you were, like 24/7, you know? He's like, what? I go, yeah. It says, I had to know, you know, I open my eyes in the middle of the night, I better know where you're at. Because if there's a problem or I need to get a hold of you or whatever, you know, and he used to think I was an ass and blah, blah. Now he's like, he's with his wife and his kid. He's like, I got to know where they're at.
It comes full circle. Always does, yeah. And you don't always understand that stuff when you're young, but you certainly learn a lot of that as time goes by and you get a little wisdom.
And I told him, I said, dude, I don't care if you were playing with your girlfriend or what you're doing or whatever. I said, I just want to know that you're all right. He said, you know, and he's understanding. He said, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Like I said, he used to say some pain in the ass stuff and run his mouth and stuff. And later on, he finally came back and he's like, he apologized. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Dad, for being such a dick. Yep. It's amazing how that works. You know, when you discipline and you have all that, they might hate you at the time, but you're not necessarily there to be their friend when they're young. You're there to be the parent. And as they get older, then you can be their friend, and then they understand why you were the parent when they were younger. They grow up, and everybody gets it one day. Exactly. And then I have friends, you know, that their kids, they were best friends and this and that, and, you know, their kids grew up to be, you know, have a lot of problems, right, because they didn't have structure, this and that. I'm not saying anybody could be perfect. Even if they went crazy and they did a bunch of drugs when they were younger, alcoholics, you know, they could snap out of it. But there's some kids that they let them run just rampant, nothing but trouble, you know, DUIs and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? So until you're a certain age, we all need structure, you know?
Yep, parenting is an important thing.
And I was pretty self-reliant. I mean, by the time I was like 8 years old, my parents let me run pretty much free. But I was born like 47. I never had much of a youth. You know, I've been a worrywart and a pain that, you know how I am. So I've been like that since I was like 8 years old. I used to read the newspaper when we were about ready to go into nuclear war with Ronald Reagan and stuff. You know, I'd be reading the news. My parents were like, why are you reading that? I said, I want to know what's going on in the world. You know, this and that. And they're like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?
Inquisitive.
Yeah, so that's, and then my wife, she goes, yeah, she says, you very mature, but she says, you act like a 12-year-old. She says, you still play with this, you do that, dirt bikes and this and that. I go, yeah. I says, I just because I'm mature didn't mean I had to grow up.
Yeah, some things are just out there to help keep you young, and doesn't matter how much that is, age still catches up.
Oh yeah, my hip lets me know every day now until, I'm going to wait till summertime. I talked to the orthopedist surgeon, and I'm going to wait till the flu season's over and stuff like that, and the weather's warmer, and then I'll get my hip swapped out.
Damn, then you're going to miss all that spring riding, you know, you're going to be stuck in the wintertime.
Yeah, I guess they said 6 to 8 weeks I can be back on the dirt bike.
Nice. Well, hey, it's after 9. I think I'm going to start shutting stuff down and head inside and crash. Tomorrow's Thursday. I know there's a couple things I have to get done, but hopefully I'll make it out for the Alaska Net tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to try and come out in the morning a little bit before, 15, 20 minutes before they start, and then I'll get in on the net. So I could catch you on 40 or whatever before, and then we swap over. It's all good. KZ6VRC, W6TNT Dave. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good, Jason. Have a good evening. Catch you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be out beforehand, too. So somewhere 8:30, 9, probably closer to 9 o'clock. 7:30, have a good night. W6TNT going that way.
Man, I just stood up and my hip doesn't want to work.
Restaurants are the worst. I don't know what it is about those damn booths, but when I try and stand up, man, it takes a while.
So deteriorated it's pinching the nerve, so now my leg goes numb and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, that's not good.
Yep, 7-3.
watch a little bit, go look at something else.
Exactly. I do the same thing. I said, no, I'm going to waste my time, dude.
Well, it's the same story over and over again.
Oh my God! And they post up 1 million. That's what's annoying, is because she's a famous reporter on the television. They put 1 million pictures with her and mom. But if it's another person, is not as famous and rich, they not even talk about it.
Yeah, Victor, if that was to happen to you or me, it'd be like who? Nobody cares.
Oh, hell no. No, they don't give a shit.
You want how much ransom? I would give you half of that for him.
How much I gotta give you to keep them?
Yeah.
Supposed to rain Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, we need a little more because we are in a drought.
Yeah, everything's so dry. The creeks aren't even running. The creeks the lakes are empty. What are we going to do?
Yeah, it was raining pretty good today. Please, I think I told my wife, okay, I'm going to turn on the sprinklers in the front. And she's looking at me with it. Very serious. She thinks we're going to turn on the sprinklers in the front.
And look at us like, are you crazy?
Are you mine? Oh my goodness, that's all right.
I got maybe snow in the forecast on Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, so probably going to have a nice fresh powder.
No, it'll be a special crap.
Yeah.
And it won't last long.
Did a good job. Froze out.
Not going to get frozen between now and then.
I'll be right back. Let me see if my coffee's already done. I believe it is. All right, I'm back.
Get all your chores done.
I did, and said goodnight to Hello, Bob. Lori said thank you.
You're welcome.
Turn that off. All right. I thought you guys all went away. I didn't hear anybody talking. Oh, okay. Victor went to get coffee, right?
Yep. Well, you're asking a lot of questions, don't you, Dave?
Geez, what's that?
Well, you know, I'm trying to
trying to catch up to you guys. You know, I missed some precious time.
Well, you know, give them the standard answer. Yes, no, maybe. Or like Merv would say, it's under investigation.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Bob, did Part-Time show up today?
Yeah, he was here for a little while.
Oh, good. Are you having dinner, Bob?
Well, it was. Not some stuff.
Okay, I was gonna say I'll let you be for a while so you can eat your dinner.
Back in the day, but it's just drink by dinner.
Well, Dave, what you been up to? You haven't been on the radio, so you've been doing good stuff.
Just around the house here. Can't get anything important. Hold on.
Yeah, sounds like it. We've been warm as far as temperatures go, but I don't... The breeze, I guess, because it's coming off the mountains or whatever, it doesn't seem that like today it was, got up to 70, I think, today, and it wasn't freezing, but it didn't feel like, you know, a good 70 degrees. I can't explain it.
Well, here it was like 63, which is not too bad, but it got windy. Man, that cold wind, I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was real windy here yesterday, and we got a little bit of rain last night. Today they said it was going to rain, but it was pretty much sunny all day. All right. You put some Luna Seduta in your coffee? I should, but I can't. Wind. Yeah, wind can wreck stuff up. Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I really hate about the wind? It blows.
That's right. It was pretty good wind last night. I believe so. But anyway, I checked it out in the morning. The tower's still there. Well, maybe the wind blew all the crow shit off your beam. Probably. I believe they are pretty washed up there. No more shit on that because in the summertime and especially on the booms and down on the cement and across things from the tower, the set of a bitch is shedding all over. I believe they clean with so much rain. And the birds make a nest inside the boom. Oh, Lord. I see him carry some stuff out there, like little pieces of stuff to make a nest there.
Oh, they got a bird's eye view up there.
Well, because the boom, some booms, they have some leaves on the end, you know. But this one, no, I asked them, you guys don't have anything to cover this? No, we don't cover this. So it's a 3-inch boom, so it's plenty of room for the bird to get in and out.
Yeah, they got a regular condo up there.
Oh, hell yeah, for free. Well, if they're in there for any length of time, you'd be able to eat them. They'd be microwaved.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I will lower the tower and tip them over and fresh wash it through the boom there. I don't know. But I'm not going to do all that work with everything clean inside the boom.
Is it a blue boom?
It's a blue boom. Silver boom.
I used to have a 7-element beam Yagi, and it had caps on the end. One end was blue, black, the other one was red.
Well, the 50-meter antenna have caps on each side of the room yet. This one, I even asked them when I picked it up there in Fresno, on N6ACA. Is there any caps on there? No, we don't put caps on it. Okay.
So you got to talk to Mike. What's his call? And he kind of is a MS. You can't talk like that to him.
Oh yeah, he knows everything. So I should ask him why you don't put cups on the end of the phone. So yeah,
very much. It doesn't print out the code. So print out the letters from the code. So yeah, keep my fists in there, so to say, once in a while. Not much more here, so over there to you, Mike, N6PWW, this KI6 Bingo.
This is John. If you want to look at the key as well as straight key, that we also have a straight key that's pretty nice too. It's on the radiodigger.com site. RADIODIGY. The straight key is pretty nice, but this is like the silicon quality. It's pretty nice. Well, I was going to mention, I did not work today. I had all of these I didn't want to prolong it longer today, but I didn't off. It goes through the quite bored throughout the weekend. Didn't have anything to do. Didn't walk my dog this afternoon because it was still young. Maybe not walk the dog, but they were lightly early this morning. Open the door and stepped out the door just long enough to turn around and come back in. But open the door as soon as joining us a little bit later, and then we're not focused on it. So didn't want to bother. So this is CJ. Hello, 6CW Group, 6CJ. Well, tomorrow it's supposed to be dry. We'll have to see what it